So, right, now, bringing out the old palm down in the left. We're not really doing much. Very, very, we're just turning our wrists, see? It's not this now. So the stick really is just laying in the hand. That's a big part of this technique, right? And that's why the tip of the first finger perhaps isn't, in this technique, isn't important in the way it is in other techniques. Because it's the middle finger that we're primarily concerned with within the context of this three-finger grip. So we just don't need these other fingers to get in the way and muck things up. What we're looking to do is take away from this procedure as much as possible all things that are unnecessary. So it's laying in that middle finger. So just feel that for just a minute. All right? Just the middle finger. Yeah, beautiful. Now, the first finger and thumb are going to come in, but they're not going to over squeeze. They're just going to come on nice and comfy. Just nice and comfy. And we're just going to turn with a feeling of as though, and don't turn so high. I want you to. Which boo-boo's name behind you? What's your dog's name, Patrick?
Clover.
Clover?
Yeah.
It's adorable. I think I get the connection. And what a good dog. No, really. And you know, I've had service dogs that aren't that well behaved. So yeah, we're just letting the stick lay in the hand. You see, if we didn't have a stick in our hand at all, and we just do this in your right or your left, just take the stick, just feel, just do it in one hand for a minute. Yes, that's really good, Patrick. See, your fingers will do whatever they want to do, and you'll notice here they're opening and closing, which you felt, right? They kind of open them. When you turn down, they open. And there's this whole range. The wrist will only turn up so much. And the wrist has a certain range that occurs when turned in the other direction, right? And it's just as smooth. Remember, everything that Murray Spivak taught was about being elegant. Him playing the instrument was about there was an aspect of elegance involved. Right? Don't it's okay. I know you want to go fast, but just let the fingers open in the left when you bend, because we're not holding the stick. All we're doing is focused on the wrist right now. Right? So the fingers come to the palm as you come up, and then they open from the last knuckles. Right? You can feel the things start to separate from in here, so you get this. Okay, well, that's just to give you a feeling of the way a wrist would turn with no stick in the hand. Now, what we're doing is we're bringing in this other aspect, this three-finger grip, where the stick is just resting in the hand. We don't need these fingers aren't involved in any way, really. We don't need them. We don't want to be uncomfortable with them and force them away, but we don't want to start to manipulate with them, okay? We want to let the arms just hang, and then we're just going to get this very simple. You can see the stick just resting in here. And it's very, very relaxed. So we're just going to lift it up and let it come down. Now, what you want to feel happen is as you turn towards the ceiling, Patrick, tell me where you feel the fulcrum potential. Now we're not using the fulcrum in the sense that we're not having the stick rebound over it because we're just playing singles. There are no rebounds. Where do you feel it as you turn up? Tell me.
Where do I feel?
Yeah.
I mean, what I feel is the wrist joint.
Very cool. That's important. That's this. We really can feel the wrist, right? That's the wrist turning. However, what I'm asking for now is for you to consider this specific grip. Some Dick Wilson students used to have T-shirts with the grip written on the front. So this grip is important. So as we turn to the ceiling, where do you feel and do everything smoothly in an elegant way. Where do you feel the fulcrum? Where fulcrum?
I feel the weight on the middle finger.
Good. Now, quite frankly, if you come all the way up here, let's have some fun because you're a smart guy, and that makes my job a lot easier. So that means I can get into some of this stuff, and you won't get overwhelmed. But this will connect with what you were just noticing. Okay, now turn up to here. All the way up. Come on. So that the stick is perpendicular to the orbital plane. That was Dick Wilson.
Okay.
Okay, now look, already, why are your back fingers, I don't even need my back fingers. Just for fun, spread your back fingers away. Not your first finger. See, you really have to have this awareness. So if you're going to take off your baby finger, why would it move the first finger and thumb? All right, yeah, see? And just turn sideways for me so I get a side view. A little sideways. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, now where do you feel the stick? Where do you feel the weight of the stick?
Go
ahead and go
I feel it really in between the thumb and the middle finger, but there's a little bit of something on that back pad here.
No, that's why I had you do this. See, mine isn't even touching.
Ah.
And if you watch the Murray Spivak teaching Louis Belson video, right at the beginning, he has Louis make a tap, and then he goes up, and he goes, and by now the stick has come away from the palm, and Louis did it so slowly, the momentum didn't move it away from the palm, so Louis physically moves it away from the palm to demonstrate it. So it's a little away from the palm. You see, it's a 3-finger grip, right? So here's what I want you to dig. Go ahead and take your first finger and thumb off. Holding it here. You're busted. Here's what happens if you have a correct grip with this technique. If I take my first finger and thumb off, stick would fall. See, I'm not holding it. That's why I keep telling you. It's this neat, cool thing. And if you get this, it'll make your playing so much easier. So, right? So you see how this is connected. So just come on with that 3-finger. Yeah, just come on up. Okay. Now, if you're not holding with the middle finger, the back fingers aren't even on. Barely touch. They're not even touching the stick right now. Not for me. Right. No. So your first finger isn't on. What it feels like the only thing holding the stick. It's like the baseball players. Have you ever seen a baseball player? They do this. They do this, Dave. Right. They get underneath it. It's like you're underneath this stick. The only thing holding it, now just take all your fingers off except for first finger and thumb. That's close. It shouldn't. Why can't you hold the stick, balance it just like that? First finger and thumb. Yeah, see? Now it's starting.
Why the first finger and not the middle finger?
Well, I'll get to that. Very good question, but where this is going. There you go. See? Now if you took the first finger and thumb off, the stick would fall, wouldn't it? There's nothing holding it. Now if you put the middle finger on, it's not doing anything but touching the stick. It's not holding it. It's not supporting it. So if you take your first finger and thumb off, it'll still slide down. It should just slide down because your middle finger is doing nothing but just touching the stick. Just like it slid down when you let go of the first finger and thumb. Now if you put your middle finger on very gently and don't go squeezing with it, and you let go of the first finger and thumb, the stick will also slide down. Try it. No, don't hold on with the middle finger. Let it go. Yeah, there you go. It just slides along it, doesn't it? It's touching, but it's not holding it. Now you have the feeling. Now check this out. This will get to where your original awareness or discovery, because you talked about the weight of the stick. I don't feel the weight of the stick in my hand up here. I feel it supported like this with the middle finger on it. The middle finger, I know it's got fulcrum. I know that this middle finger is potentially my fulcrum. I know it even up here. Even though it's not squeezing, I don't need, but it's on the stick touching it right there. Now watch. Just with that grip, relax your back fingers. Don't squeeze with the ring finger or the baby. Straighten them out a little. That's good. Yeah, just gently off. Now I want you to just turn slowly until the butt end falls into the palm. Oh, you don't get to change your grip. You just have to trust in this now.
Okay.
Yeah, just go forward until it touches the palm. Boom. But it's touching, isn't it? Now you're starting to feel a little bit of the weight of the stick. And now we're gonna go forward more. Another 3 inches. Oh, no, not with your arm. Just the wrist. Another 3 inches. That's right. There, stop. Now I start to feel it more in the hand, don't you? Now, if you take your first finger and thumb off, it doesn't go sliding down. It lays in the middle finger. Do you feel that? It'll be like this forever. So get this today, and it'll always be there for you, even though it seems like, but it's kind of obvious, isn't it? You can just recognize it's this physics. Now the stick is falling into the hand in a more obvious way. And as we come down more, so come back up here for a minute, just up to there. That's where it's just starting to touch the palm. Now we come down another 3 inches. Very good. Now you can feel more of the weight of the stick. The stick's starting to feel a little more heavy, isn't it? Come on down some more, just with the wrist. I didn't start this. All the weight of it. Now I can really feel the weight of that stick. Come back up. Come on all the way. Now it's got this feeling with the middle finger on it. So take your other fingers off, just first finger and thumb, just to feel it again. There you go. Put the middle finger on, just touch gently. You don't have to pull on it. It's gonna fall into that right there. It's gonna fall into it. Yeah, you don't need to pull it. It's gonna fall into it. Now that with that feeling, just turn your wrist. Just no, nice and easy. Look, I just want you to feel the weight of that. Now you really feel the weight of the stick in the hand, particularly the middle finger, but the whole 3-finger grip laying in there. And you're just gonna lift it up and nice and just only come up 4 inches and let gravity bring it down. Yeah, even if I say gravity, there you go. It just lays in the middle. And now when you come on up, stop up in the air. Not that we would do that, but just wait there for a minute. Be aware of where the middle finger. You can feel the stick laying in there. You really feel that middle finger, right? You feel the 3 fingers, but the middle fingers, that's where we're going to land, on the middle finger. Do it. Come on up here. No, just come on up and just say, I know that this middle finger is going to be where the stick lands when I get back down. Boom! Nice and clean. Don't slam it down. Don't come up quite as high. Beautiful. Yeah, just come down and touch without making a note. Feel the middle finger right there. Oh, come on up and just wait for a second. 4 inches. No, too high. Not too high. Now just come down in slow motion and touch, landing on the middle finger. There it is. That's all you're doing, Patrick. There it is. There it is. Look how beautiful your wrist is turning. Look at your grip. Yeah. Now just come on down and let it make contact. Don't do anything else. Don't do, not bad. That's it. It's gonna land right there. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. Speed that up a little. Boom. Don't come up any higher. Just speed it up a little. Just keep landing as though you're almost in slow motion. There you go. Come on. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Just let it lay in the middle finger. Tap, tap. Feel it, the 3-finger grip. Woo! There you go. There it is. See? Your grip is looking really good. It's not none of this. It's just this beautiful motion. That was really good. Do that in the other hand. I'll come up with some exercise for you. Now, no, see, that hand isn't as good, is it? Not because there's anything wrong with it, just because you just haven't spent as much time. So come on all the way up, all the way up. You're going to feel it in the middle finger. Come all the way up, perpendicular. Come on. Here you go. Take your back fingers off, all of them, to make sure your first finger and thumb have it. That's your guide. Take them off. Middle finger too. There you go. Yeah. See why the first finger isn't down? No, don't. When you no, wait. Stay with me. Stay with me. I know this is slow and painstaking, but this is how you'll get it. So you come up and you just take these other fingers off, right? And everything is perfect. Now, when you put this finger on, don't do this. Wrap it around it. No, just gently, elegantly. It's where the Murray Spivak student, speaking of language, drew a black Sharpie line on this first knuckle of the middle finger. Just put that little line on the stick finger. No, don't have it look the tip. My tip doesn't look like that. My tip is just more flat. Just barely touch it. Take it off. Yeah. They more like that. You keep it flat. These knuckles will bring the. There you go. More like that. Okay, now we're going to do the experiment from the wrist. We're going to go forward until the stick touches the palm. Let it touch as you roll forward. Uh-oh, did you forget? Now just go forward. There, stop. It's already touched the palm. Come back. Feel it here. Come back again. I just want, yeah, there it is. You feel it go clunk into the palm. Come back. It's off the palm. Feel it go clunk. It's off the palm. Clunk. Off the palm. Clunk. Starting to lay in the hand. Okay, now we're going to come down more. It's going to get heavier. It'd be more obvious. Now, by this point, I can take my other finger. Now, take your first finger and thumb off. See, because it's going to fall anywhere. It's in the first crack of the first knuckle, middle finger, and countervailed by the palm. Put your thumb and first finger back on. Don't change that. Don't lose that feeling. Come down even more to the floor. There. See? Now, like you did in the other experiment, come on up 4 inches. Come on up 4 inches and concentrate on the middle finger. Just come on up 4 inches and wait. Know that middle finger is going to be the landing point when you come down in slow motion and touch surface, feeling the middle finger. Do that. Turn your wrist, not your arm, your wrist. There, boom. There it is. Now the other hand's working. Boom. Right there. Wrist. Wrist brings it down. You don't need to do anything. There you go. Now make it smaller, a little lower. There you go. You got it. That's it. Now just go tap, 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 tap. Don't. That's right. Keep your thumb on there. There you go. Tap, 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 tap. Now put the other hand. Tap, 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 tap. Both of them. Tap, 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 tap. Both of them. Tap, 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 tap. Keep it nice and loose. Keep it nice. Okay. So you got the idea. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Looks a lot better than when you first came in doing this. It's not that. It's not that. And how easy that is. It's not a big deal. So what we're going to do is we'll give you an exercise. Let's maybe do it in time. How would this work? We don't need to see the whole thing about speed and power. No. First, if you read Modern Drama article on Richard Wilson, I think he starts out. I'm not going to pull it out, but I've memorized it essentially. Loosely paraphrased. He starts out by saying, "I know it sounds funny, but what most students come in and need to learn is just how to hold the stick." Right?
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're at a point where you could almost help somebody now. They'd come in with all kinds of crazy ideas and you'd say, no, no, here's a way to actually feel this grip. Understand what the weight of the stick in the hand means, why Dick Wilson would want students to study with a heavy stick. Not to work out your muscles like weightlifting, no, it's so you can feel the weight of the stick laying in your hand, right? So, if we were to do this, come up, clever exercise, how would we do that? Maybe so maybe maybe we don't need a metronome. I think it was Gladstone that would often teach without, thought it was important to also teach without a metronome. So we're gonna, guess we'll play hand to hand. So we're gonna come on up. Let's see, we're gonna come on up here to that position. Right, now what you'll notice, this is another little tricky thing. And all of this stuff will be the same forever. So once you memorize it and feel it, because Dick Wilson would say, once you feel it once, you'll feel it again. So I forgot what I was going to say. I'll get there. So what we're doing is we're turning our wrists, but at a certain point, see down in here, if we're not turning very high, it really is so obvious. You can just see that the wrist is a fulcrum. Once we get to a certain height, there will be a little bit of arm involved being led by the wrist, but only a tiny bit. It's led by the wrist. We never do any of this. So I just want to say that. Okay, so you're gonna come up and you're just gonna wait there. So there'll be a little bit of a change in the position of the form, because when we're at the floor, it's here, isn't it? This is the way the floor looks, as regards to how the arm and stick relate to each other. Okay, so we're gonna come up, nice and elegant, and get to this position in the right. Okay. Just for fun, take your back fingers off. Get to know this feeling. Back fingers off. Take your back fingers completely off. There you go. It's just balanced. Look, you barely need to hold the stick. If you're right under, it's like you're right underneath it. You don't need anything. You can balance it. It's like that. Now put that middle finger on just in the right place. Nope, don't just clunk it on. Gently just touch there. Yeah. There you go. Feel the 3-finger grip. Let's let the other fingers hang out. And we're just gonna turn to the surface, landing on the middle finger. Good. Now on the other hand, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna come up. We're just don't rush it. Don't rush it. You're turning it into like a mock throw. No, gotta come up with the wrist. And you'll feel it laying in the hand here. Down at the ground, you'll feel it. Down at the floor, you'll feel it laying in the hand. Don't play yet, but that's not bad. And you're going to feel the stick slowly transfer. The weight will come away from the middle finger right in here. The middle finger is still touching. I know where that fulcrum potential is. And then we're going to go boom. Good. Now we're going to come up this time, and we're going to get to that position in the right hand. And we're going to turn just so that the butt end falls into the palm. There, right there. Now you feel the middle finger? I know it's right here. I know that's what's going to, remember when you went slow motion? Clover, you'll get this too. Here we go. Boom. And on that middle finger from that position. So come back up. You have to go through this in stages. It's going to be methodical, but this will just quickly get your grip together. Okay, let it fall into the hand, into the palm. Right about, boom, right there. Palms now, butt ends touching the palm. Now, feel the middle finger and come down and wait at the floor. And on the, come down from where that, now on the other hand, we're going to come up to where, let's just go up right to where it is just falling into the palm. Nope, too high. Come where it falls in, right there. That's where we're going to come up to. Feel the middle finger. This is just a meditative thing. You're going to just, to warm up, you're just going to do this. Middle finger, boom, lands on the surface. Okay, try not to shove your arm. Okay, now this time we're going to come up in the right, and we're only going to come up to here. We're really going to feel it laying in the hand. Not so high, not quite so high. Meditate on the middle finger, turn to the foot. Really good one. Come up, same height. Concentrate on the middle. I have to know you concentrated. I am too. And boom. Now this time we're only going to come up 2 inches. 2 inches. Middle finger. Concentrate on it. Boom. Boom. Right there. Boom. Other hand. Boom. Okay, so that's just a little exercise. We're coming all the way up. Be a good idea for you to practice just taking the other fingers off and just getting to know what this feels like, right? It's just I'll write that out for you, and that'll quickly get you. Now you've got a full range of dynamics, because with this technique, to get volume, we just turn higher. We don't start muscling. All we need is the distance travels creates more force. Mass times acceleration. There's a formula for it, right? Okay, that was good. Okay, now let's take a look at the alternating flam. So that's what we're working on. Now we're going to get into the motion. We have this grip, this palm down grip. What we're going to do is would you pull out that Flam page that also has the Feint and Flam, the Flam and Feint, right? And we'll just go over that. So we have a grip, a very specific way of holding the stick. And then we have what are the 7 basic strokes. There's only 7. And if you read the Richard Wilson Modern Drummer article, I think it's Carlos that says, there's only 3 things. He obliterates the rest of the 7 basic strokes. Not that they don't exist. He says, you have a wrist turn, you have a rebound, and you have a throw. That's it. So in a sense, it's that simple, but you have to have the grip, you have to have all the pieces, and then we combine them and you'll have this technique. Okay, so get palm down, because you know that thumb in the left, for instance, when it's up here, it's all you got. So why would it, when you're down here, it be like this? It can't be like that up here. Maybe it could be. You need that flat of the thumb on the stick. This will prove it to you. Right? So when you come down, it'll be there. And if you want to go up, it'll be there. It'll always be there for you. Okay. Not bad. Okay, right? That's all in there. Ta-da, you're done. So now what we're doing is we're learning this little upstroke. And the upstroke has to do with, it's like a Richard Martinez thing. I don't think Dick Wilson ever did. Maybe he did. He would do it in the air. I have him on a video teaching me back circa 1994, I think it was. And so, but with a stick in the hand, it would just do this. So just hang out over here on the side of your leg. Yeah, but you're in a, right? This is the floor, this is the floor, this is the floor, and we're over here, so we had a surface and we're at the floor. Okay, that's it. And my leg's out of the way so that I can just do this. Don't place it. You can just, as long as you have this grip, you're just gonna let it go. Let it go. That's why it's so important that you start flat. You have to know where your floor is, always. So come back up. Is your forearm flat or is your forearm angled down a little? Right? What?
Yeah, a little bit.
And maybe your pad is low. I think your pad is a little low. Why don't you raise your pad a little?
Really? It feels it's right at my belly button.
You got the name, you remembered that. That's very cool. Okay, well, for me, if I'm sitting too high, I end up with my arm looking like this, and that's not what we want. So my pad.
It's definitely not. It's not up. It's definitely down. Maybe like
Just for fun.
4 degrees
Do this for.
high.
I'm not going to turn you into Vinny Caliuta with regards to how you sit. Maybe how you play. It would be my honor for that. But Vinny, I think he had a lot to do with the trend where he was like sitting really low. I like to sit low too. You know, it's very. You're close to terra firma. There's something that feels good. You're in the cockpit, so just bring your.
My legs are almost parallel. My thighs are almost parallel, but a little bit. Now it looks like you're totally parallel. Maybe even your knees are a little bit high.
See, so just come down. I just might be a little. No, this is perfectly natural. You know, and this is something you want to say. Can you lower your seat? Do you have it on?
Go any lower.
Okay, that's why I chop all my drum stools. But can you bring your pad up half an inch? Bring your pad up. It's on a stand, right?
It is. I'll humor you, but it's gonna feel a little unnatural, I think. I mean, it already is.
Well, this is a really bring it up a little more, just for fun, because I'm going to show you something very specific that has a lot to do with having a really consistent zero bias line. Clover, we'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
I still don't think you're okay. So what we want to get, what we want to feel is, so see if you can get your arm parallel to the floor. Now just let it go. Holding on with the 3. Almost. Can you now lift it back up? It'll be a little uncomfortable, right? The body has to hold this thing up. The body really wants to do this. You know, if you had to hold this stick for an hour, someone said, you got to sit there like that. Eventually, so let it go. Let it fall. You don't just dangle. Yeah, and don't put it down. Really, just let it fall. Just feel that. Yeah, bring it back up. Hoist it back up. Crank her back up. And then cut the line. Come on. Cut the line. It would fall immediately. It's got some weight like that. Lift it up. Okay, then cut. No, you don't cut the line slowly and drop it. You're going to, it's a puppet on a string thing that people talk about. You just cut the string. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to come up here. And we should be, Clover, are you getting this? Now we're here. And that's why it's so important to have this nice and flat. And then we're just gonna, now we could use gravity. It's gonna be tiny, Patrick. No, you don't get to come up. Did you turn up first before you did this, or did you just let it fall and cut the string? Cut the string. There. So what we're getting, now come back to here, come back over here. Let it fall, cut the string. See how the wrists changed ever so slightly? Tiny, and it kind of goes up, doesn't it? See, but if your arm is like this to begin with, because I can't get you to bring your pad up enough, you're not going to really feel it. That's why this, bring your pad up a little more. For me, for this technique, Dick would have his pad really high. Bring your pad up, not that high. Just bring it up another inch.
Let me see if it'll go.
So you can get this very specific, really important aspect. Yeah, very important aspect of the technique. Okay?
Okay.
There you go. Okay. All right. So now you're a little more flat when you do this. Just laying in the hand, right? And what you're going to do is just like you notice, it kind of changed position a little. It's only going to move a little bit, but there will be, watch. Contour change ever so slightly. It's so tiny. So what you're going to do is you're just going to put the stick on the surface. Just put it on. Yeah, see, changed ever so slightly, right? So it just feels like it's just going to hang in there. So come back here and don't even touch. Just let it hang. Let it hang there. No, don't touch. Just let it hang over the surface like that. There you go. Okay. Now come back. Flatten out your wrist a little. Flatten out your wrist a little. Not too much, not too much. Now just bend and let it hang. Bend and let it hang, don't touch. Bend and let it hang. There you go. There you go. Just bend and let it hang. Just play along right now. Find ways to get it to you. Just bend and let it hang. Like that. There you go. Now all you're going to do is turn. Now you started to go up. You can go up a tiny bit more. Leave the bead right here. There you go. Now cock your wrist. Again, get that little bend first. We're doing it in stages. Just let it dangle there, kind of like have that, right? Now you're just going to follow that up ever tiny bit more and then cock higher to the ceiling. You're almost going to end up in this position that we did earlier, aren't you? There, come on. It's good. See, that's why the first finger, it's got to be here. Don't let go of anything. It just, oh, let's do it again. Just going to do that little bend. Follow that up a little more. As you follow it up, leave the bead down. Little bend. But there you go. Now bring it all the way up. Bring it up more this time. It's beautiful. All the way up. Boom. Now when you get here, remember the middle finger? You can think about it because it's going to land on the middle finger just like the boom. Really good. Now you're set up. You froze for just a second. Now you're set up. Because you went up and left the bead down, that gives you the opportunity to make a note. So we're just going to go up and just tap, and you're going to get that hanging feeling. So you're just going to tap. No, no, no. You just got to get this little tap first. No, 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 no. Let's do it in stages. Little tap. Oh, no, no. That little tap is going to include that little hangy, bendy thing. Too much. Too much. Watch mine. How little. I did it. There. So then just wait there. Just wait there. After you make your tap, wait. Beautiful, Patrick. Make that little tap and let it hang. No, but don't come back down after. Yeah, that's right. Let it hang. You've made a tap. You can go up a tiny bit more if you want, leaving the bead down. Come on, tiny bit more here. Tiny, tiny. Leave the bead down. Come on, now cock way up like you did before, up to your face. You've got a free note on the way up. One motion. Murray would call it the single stroke. So you get a note. We'll do it in stages again. Little dangly feeling. Dangly feeling. Follow it up a little more, leaving the bead down. Cock your wrists up to the ceiling. Beautiful. That's an upstroke to a downstroke. That's 2 of the 4 basic strokes, because Murray has an upstroke as a basic stroke, and he has a downstroke as a basic stroke. And then what he does is he combines the 2. He calls them the single stroke, even if it's the same thing. So you've got 3 of the basic strokes, including the wrist turn that we worked on earlier. That's 4 of the basic strokes. What? Okay. 5, 6, 7. There's only 3 left. You're doing good, right? And it'll always be like this. Can you do that in the left? Can you create that little bend? Now, you might just have to try to be palm down so that you have this hinge, like in the right. See how nice and flat you are? And remember, where's your thumb? Your thumb, the flat of the thumb. So if you're straight up in the air, your thumb would be able to hold it. I don't think your thumb is, just turn up to the ceiling for a minute and let everything else go. You'll find your thumb. Take your other fingers. That's where the thumb should be. There's a chance in hell. No, don't do this. When you put your other fingers, don't do this. It's this. It's tiny. It's just a little bend. Like that. More delicate. Little more quaint. There you go. Beautiful. There's your thumb. So now you're going to just do that little bend. That's hanging. You can go up a tiny bit. Boom. Now boom. You're making a note. Tap. Just make a little tap. Don't do anything too big. That's it. You can bend a little more, leaving the bead down if you want to go up a little more. There you go. Now cock your wrist way up. Cock. Keep that thumb. Beautiful. Look, it's landing right where you started. Look how good. That's very good. That's very good. So now can we combine those? Could we possibly make a, let's see, it's so slow. You need enough speed, perhaps. We just want to get this. It's Have the discipline not to turn to the ceiling, especially in your left. Remember, when you just did this, you didn't go to the ceiling first. It's this feeling. This is for free. If we turn up to the ceiling, it means we've made 2 wrist turns, or a wrist turn towards the ceiling that we don't want. Because, I should correct myself, this is a wrist turn. Beginning of it, it's a wrist, look, it's a little wrist turn from parallel, and then you follow that up, you get that. Don't turn to the ceiling in your left. Don't turn to the ceiling in your left. Practice your left by itself for a minute. Yeah, I have to try. Don't go yanking your arm up. No, you're going to get it. You're not going to get it by kind of faking it. It's got to start right here. The little tap gives you your bend. But just for fun, just take it in pieces for a minute. Just do this. Reacquaint yourself. Thumb on. There you go. Make a ton of time. Just do it again. Small, isn't it? You can bend a little more, but it's tiny. It starts with this tiny thing. If you want to bend a little more, you can after. But you just have to get this part, the first part of it, which means you have to start right down at the floor. Tap, bend, don't go yanking. Let the tap start your up. Okay, you got the idea. Put them together. If you can put them together and concentrate on not turning to the ceiling for your up. Discipline, just turn down in the left. Down, down, down. No, down now, just down in the left. Down, down, down. Half the speed twice. If you're lifting up to the ceiling, you're getting half the speed with twice the effort. We want it the other way around, right? We want half the effort, twice the speed. This is for free. You got that, or you're getting that. Now, play eighth notes at 40. Put your metronome on at 40 and play eighth notes. Okay?
The close flam.
Yes. That's cool. You call it the close flam, not the close flam. No, wait. That's my bad. I should have told you I want them hand to hand. But you're reading it. That was cool. Now, the gig is just dropping. Almost. You're getting it. Okay. Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the next stroke. This page, in a sense, the grip sets you up for success. This page will set you up for success. This page, which is really, I know it's page number 8, not that Murray or Dick Wilson, who created this library, numbered the pages, because there are other pages with descriptions of roll strokes, for instance, and he's got them all written out. But when it comes to actually beginning this technique with regards to setting you up with the most fundamental aspect of said technique, it's this page. That's why this is so important. So now the gig is all about the discipline of not going to the ceiling with your tap. The tap doesn't go to the ceiling. It does not go to the ceiling. It's tiny. It sets everything up. Sets everything up. Okay? So now here we're going to play the Feint and Flam. Do you see it? turn off your metronome now. Now it's time to go no metronome.
All right. Let's see.
You went to the ceiling. Can't go to the ceiling. This is the real deal. Okay, so you're cool though, and you'll notice that in that little box next to the Feint and Flam notation, you'll see ta-tla, pianissimo forte, soft loud. See, that's going from a low position to a high position. And in this technique, volume comes from height of turn. So we're going to get a quiet note and then a loud note, but just by virtue of the height of turn. And as well, you're creating a throw, so you're getting momentum and the weight of the arm involved for free. Go for it. Okay, now, not bad, you're in there, but the first note has to be from parallel. You don't get to turn up to the ceiling. It's tiny. This is a discipline that will separate the men from the boys. Almost. Oh, come on, have the discipline. The other little note can be a turn to the ceiling, right? Because there is another little note, isn't there? The appoggiatura. The appoggiatura is a little turn to the ceiling, isn't it? That one. But the first note is part of the single stroke. It's part of your throw. So you're going to get this. You're going to get, starts left as written. You're going to get this little up, right? Up. And then the right is going to make a little turn. It's not an upstroke. So this is the subtlety we're talking about. We're starting up, and then the right's going to turn up. Try that. You don't get to turn to the ceiling. I know I'm being pretty tough with you, but
Good.
I know you can take
When you
it.
say what am I doing wrong here? When you say turn to the ceiling, what am I doing?
What you were doing is when I say don't turn to the ceiling for the upstroke, upstrokes don't turn to the ceiling, they only go down to create that little bend. It's the hipness of it. That's right. You don't get to turn up. Now you are going to turn up, and the other hand's going to make a little turn. Like that. So you should just maybe do it one way. I've never done that, but that's cool. Go the other way. Do it. Just go one way. Oh, you went to the ceiling. No, the right gets to turn a little to the ceiling. Yeah. Now you're going to go to the ceiling to make your throw. There you go. Oh, okay. Come on. First is just there you go. Oh. Metronome at 40. See if you can get it. Metronome at 40. Yeah, I'm able to get through this whole page. You already know you turn to this. No, you don't turn to the ceiling at all. Or it's just mimicking something and a joke. There you go. Got it. Concentrate. Don't turn to the no. You turn to the ceiling. No, you turn to the ceiling. There you go. There you go. Geez, this one feels like just a throw. Feels like you don't even tap. Murray would say, you're close, so close to the surface, you can't help but making a note. That's really good. Now let's go to the metronome off. Good. Now we're going to the Flam and Feint. Now there's a chronology to these strokes, all of the strokes. This library is pretty close to that chronology, give or take. But now we have something else. So, you know, it's kind of fun. It's like playing with a new Christmas toy, you know, or dealing with Hanukkah. You get a lot more toys than those other folks. Okay, so this is where we get what Murray and Dick Wilson and Richard Martinez would refer to as it's more of a little flick, right? When I have you making, we're plenty of time when we're going up, but what happens if we have less time? It starts to feel like a little flick. So we're getting the throw. One. So again, we can make a little turn. We can turn to the ceiling. Right? This is just going to go up and make an up motion. It's not going to touch. See, and it doesn't, the right hand doesn't go up. It just does that. So we're going, here's the little upstroke. Upstroke. See, it's more of a little flick. Now, how are you going to count this? So I know you're not bad. So I know you know what you're doing. How are you going to count it? Isn't it, if you see a 16th note there, you may as well count 16th notes, because at some point you're going to need to play a 16th note. So I would count this 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Go. Count out loud now.
1 and 2 and
flick, but you got to play with the right technique. Don't turn to the ceiling for the little flick. No, turn to the ceiling. You just get to drop it and flick. Not bad. Drop it and flick. Hey, it's not that big a deal. All these motions will start to work all the time. Now put your metronome on. I want to make sure that I want you to play that, because these motions should be musical, because they're used to make music. And so having a tempo will provide us the opportunity to imagine that we're playing music, maybe with a band or with our own mind, what we're hearing in our. It's nice setup, look good. Little bit. Almost. Oh, don't turn to the ceiling. All right, Patrick, very cool. Now let's go to, good, now the one, maybe the most difficult to play. None of these strokes are really about developing lots of speed. So now we have metronome is off, just so we can think about what we need to do when we look at all these strokes is we need to figure out, so where's the upstroke? How do I play this using this technique? Because I know it's going to work out better. There won't be all this confusion. Okay, so you know that you're going to starts with a flam, doesn't it? Starts with a right flam, which means that the left is the appoggiatura. And the left can be a little turn. But first, I just want to know, look, I've taken more time than you, and I know this. I know this stuff. I like to think a little bit better than you do at this point.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Don't leave me now. We're just about to. We'll blame that.
I got text messages. I had to get on the screen.
Well, you know, your attorneys you're on 24 hours, perhaps, depending on how important the case is. All right, so now, for me, I want to think about it. I'm going to make a right flam. How would I do that? There's no upstroke right now. Is there? Or maybe there is. Oh, I realize. See, I'm taking it apart the way you need to take it apart. Yes, the first left will be an upstroke, won't it? Now the appoggiatura is an upstroke, because it's got to get you to that left accent. Whenever you see an accent, the note before, typically you're upstroke, right? So you're going to make an up motion, but not touch. That's how it'll start. Do it again. To the left. No, just go one way for a sec. I need to process it. No, just one way. Just do the first half of it. After you play the left accent, stop. Not bad. Nice, nice. Now go the other way. It's good. So now, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. See, I'm thinking about this too. That's kind of part of the fun of teaching. It's like, you know, it's like you're starting all over again. You look at it from that childlike perspective. So let's see if I were to play this. Oh, I see. I'm not making a throw for the flam. The flam is just a little 2 turns with an up. It's So it's a little turn in the right. It's a little turn in the right. So the only thing going up is the accent. So a little turn for the flam, because one hand is high, look, one hand is high and the other hand is low. One hand is high and the other hand is low. See how it looks? Watch. That's that little bend, and the other hand's just making a little turn, and this is going to go up. And when I landed, I should have made it up. Up, up. Is it? Oh, playing it wrong. Up, ah, up, ah. A little turn and an up. A little turn and an up. A little turn and an up. A little turn and up. A little turn and up. A little turn and up. Turn and up. It should start turning into music. Metronome at 40. Metronome at 40. Now you're out of sync, which is cool. I'll figure out what you're doing. Do it again. Your computer.
Yeah, I can work on it.
Just let me take a look, because your computer was fragmented. Patrick, very good, man. Good. So you're at 40, right? Now what you might want to do is create a little, let's just work on everything individually. I like that you worked on the Feint and Flam going just one way. That was cool. So I'll have you do that. So you're going to get that little up, 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 or up. We're just working on it one way. Now, what about the Feint and Flam? How did that work one way? Yeah, see, that one wants to go back and forth, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, and so does the Flam and stroke. Okay, so only the Feint and Flam seems to work just going one way, which helped you really establish it, and it led you to the rest of the strokes, and you did very well. Really good, because I know it took me forever to. It was like, why can't I bring this up? Why can't I turn to the ceiling? No, you're turning to the ceiling. But I don't want to. I want to turn to the ceiling because it just seems mundane or excessively. Well, it seems like minutia. Why do I have to do this? It'll really help you to get these motions. Everything will work out much better. Okay, so we have that. Let's just take a quick look at doubles and roll strokes, because I wanna make sure that we get you into doubles and roll strokes. They're like scales and arpeggios for this instrument. Okay, so you remember. If we're just at 40, we're just going to take our time, because we're just going to put motions to this. In fact, we're not going to use the metronome, but we just want to figure out the motions, right?
Sure.
Now, at a certain point, the metronome is important, because most of the strokes will take on a new form, will become something else as the speed changes. Something with 2 taps will suddenly become a rebound, right? So now we're rebound. So things will change. So it's important to recognize that the metronome will help us understand where things change. But for now, let's just get our heads around a very slow tempo. Now, if we're just playing doubles, it's just that little thing that we just worked on, right? Where we're just making these little turns. Remember how it felt when you were down here? this is a little turns. We just want little turns. I just don't want a big deal. Just laying in the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a hand-to-hand row stroke. Now, at this speed, I don't think there's an upstroke. There's an up motion. You know the difference between an upstroke and an up motion, right? Just to be clear, because I'm going to use this.
Upstroke. Well, is this the upstroke? Let me get the terminology right. I mean, these are what's an upstroke and what's an up motion?
Yeah, I know. It always goes faster. It's like it's hard to say something. I don't know. And now you will know. The up motion doesn't make a note. It's just a motion. It prepares you. It prepares you for the throw. Go ahead and just make a throw. See their up motion? See, that up motion will provide you an opportunity, if desired, to make a note, because you're so close to the surface you can't help it. See, now you're going to make an upstroke, so you're going to let it touch. That's the only difference. Essentially the same thing. One makes a note, an upstroke. One is preparing for the downstroke. It's an up motion. That's the difference. So you'll notice at this speed, with no metronome, you're so slow, there is no upstroke. There's no need for it. You can just make an up motion to a throw, but you need to make that beautiful throw. So like that. So just go ahead and go slower. Go slower. I want it slower. See, the speed is important, because at that speed, you might see an upstroke. I'll show you what I mean. See, you're just making a throw. You're not touching on the way up. Now you're just going to make a throw. Boom. Metronome would be at da, 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 da. Put your metronome at 48. So we're playing a 5-stroke roll. 5-stroke roll goes from one hand to the other, right? It's hand to hand. A single-handed roll, there are only two kinds of, well, there are three kinds of roll strokes, but no, there's actually, some roll strokes have two accents, but there are really only two kinds of roll strokes as it relates to it either being hand-to-hand or single-handed. A single-handed roll stroke, you have to turn around on purpose. It goes three ways. This hand-to-hand 5-stroke just goes back and forth. That's it. So I'll show you the difference, but you probably already know this, maybe. Okay, so at this speed, you're playing eighth notes. Eighth notes are counted 1 and 2 and, right? So you're going to go 1, 2. So you're going to start with doubles. Always start with doubles. Yeah, right. See? Okay. You don't want to start with doubles, but that's okay. See, there's no upstroke, is there? Okay, now I'm going to, and that's a hand-to-hand roll stroke. Now, if you were to play a single-handed roll stroke, like a 7-stroke roll, go ahead and play a 7-stroke roll. Count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
See, no upstroke. Wait a minute. Did you just turn it around? Always start with the same hand. It's always going to be accent in the right. Start with the left again. Oh, start with the left again, but you can do it.
Oh,
It just goes over and over one way. Okay, now the left's going to be the down. You have to see what I mean? It's going to be the left is going to be the downstroke. There you go. It's always going to be the left as the downstroke. Go the other way. When you're ready. Next to the go the other way. The motion. There you go. Keep going that way. See? A single-handed stroke goes three ways. Now go both ways. The hand that makes the accent is going to start. Now the right's going to start. You got it. That's it. And it's beautiful. Very well played. That's good. Now, let's take the metronome. That's it. Turn off your metronome just for a sec, Patrick, for me. There. Now we have an upstroke on the second double. Up. Okay. So at 72, we're playing eighth notes. Roll strokes are usually 16th notes, but we're on the wrist, developing this fundamental understanding. So go ahead and put the metronome on at 72. Now this time, when you play a 5-stroke roll, which is hand to hand, the second double is going to go up. It's going to be an upstroke. Up. 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 Play a second stroke roll. Good. Now the 7. Up. Go one way, just keep going one way. It's a single-handed stroke, just keep going one way until I ask you to turn it back. Now, you're right, you could stay down, but just like with a 5-stroke roll, you're at the same speed for the double as the other hand is playing the double, so it's the same, so make it an up. It's a little stop, that makes that the up. No, keep going the same way.
Sorry?
I want you to keep starting with the same hand and figure out where the up is on the second double, like you already did with the 5, but you're not doing it now. Not that it's wrong, you don't have to make it an up, it's an in-between speed. Up. So you're up. Up. Don't exceed it, just nice and easy. Don't make it too big or you'll yank the beat away. Okay, go the other way. Up. Don't get the tip, get the bottom of the beat, don't rush. You gotta start with the wrist. If you exceed the speed of what would just be little turn, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now watch. 1, 2, I'm going to go the other way. R. See, you don't want to watch. Here's wrong. Dick would say, you're getting the tip. What you want is to get the timing of that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, up. And look how subtle it is. Up. 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 As it speeds up and starts to become doubles, it's going to change, right? See? As it speeds up, that's why you need to get this feeling. Up. Not this. Go for it. Up. Up. Yeah, so the timing, watch. One last thing. It's good. Good, good. You got the idea. The timing is, and I know now we're turning from up here, and I'm asking you to make an up, right? Because you're turning, right? And when you're going to get to here, it's going to feel like what it felt like down here. You're just going to go up. See, it's part of the motion. Just like this is part. If we're turning from parallel, the up is married to making a note. It doesn't go up and then make a note. It doesn't go up and then make a note. It's married to the note. It's married to the note. It's part of the note. Try it one more time. second double. Don't go up to the second double. It's too slow to go up. At a certain speed, you could go up on 2 of them. Right now, just go up on the second double. Up, right there. No, you missed it. Up, right when you land on the second, it goes up. One more time.
So you're saying go up, don't, I'm doing this
There.
and not going up. And going up with this while I'm playing these other notes
No.
in space.
You're making it more complicated than it is. You already have this. But what we want to get is if we turn twice, it goes up on the second note. So if you
Okay.
so go 1, 2, 3, 4 goes up on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up. And out loud and go up on 4. 4. 4. Use the same way. 4. Down out loud. Count out loud and go up on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count out loud.
1, 2, 3. Are we doing, sorry, 5 or 7 straight roll?
7 starting to the left, so the right's going to go up on 4 and make the accent. 4, there it is. Count out loud. Count out loud. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There it is.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Don't yank it. Don't
3,
yank it.
4,
Don't
6.
yank it. Nice and small. There, right in there. Up, soon, too soon. Up. No, gotta go up. There you go. There you go. Married to the motion. Don't rush it. Marry it to the motion. But you got the idea. Yes.
Okay.
There you go. See, that'll give the opportunity to start to play doubles and roll speed, doubles and roll strokes at speeds that wouldn't be comfortable if you didn't have this. It's too fast, and your things are yanking, and it just becomes a mess. And so by slowing things down and getting these motions, after a while, it just it'll flow out of you because it's very elegant. You'll have an elegant flow. Very good. Clover, good job.
She split, but
Well,
I'm sure she's happy. Yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you. Wait, let me see. What is the date of the next one? 2 weeks. Yeah, because next week is Thanksgiving, right?
Perfect.
So a week after that.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, you too.
Bye, Patrick.
Bye.